What do you call a careful wolf? A werewolf. How's it going, everybody? So today we are going to be making a dad joke project. What is going to happen is that we're going to be pulling data from a dad joke API, and every single time the page refreshes, it'll load a new dad joke. So let's get into it. Alright, so for step one of the project is that we want to be able to create our React app. So I'm just going to do npx create React app, and I'm going to call it Dadjokes. So my React app is now ready. I'm just going to go into the folder, and I'm going to install npm install Axios. The last part of the setup is that I'm going to open up the app.js file, and I'm going to edit the function app to be class app extends component, and I'm going to import component right up here, just component, and down right underneath this I'm going to do a render, get rid of this, and put it right down here. Let's make sure everything runs perfectly fine. And I'm going to clear out this code right here because we don't need that anymore. Get rid of the logo, save it, and I'm just going to add an h3 tag that says hello. Cool. So that concludes setting up our application. Now I'm going to give you guys the steps, the hints, and the solutions for each step. So do give your best try, and if you can't figure anything out, then go ahead and look at the hint. If you still can't figure it out, then go ahead and look at the solution. Alright, so for step one, I want you to import Axios. Now we have installed it, but we haven't imported yet. So I want you to import Axios, and I also want you to create a constructor with the this.state and an empty string called jokes. And this is where all the jokes will be stored, and every single time you hit refresh on the page, a new joke will load up. So go ahead, give yourself at least 30 minutes. If you can't figure it out, then go ahead and look at the hint. If you still can't figure it out after that, go ahead and look at the solution. So the hint for step one is I want you to look up on the React documentation how to make constructors and states, and I also want you to learn how to import Axios. So you can actually go on to the npm for Axios, and it will show you underneath how to import it. Give yourself at least 30 minutes. If you still can't figure it out, then go ahead and look at the solution. So hopefully you guys gave it a try for at least 30 minutes, and if you couldn't get it, no problem. That's how we get better, by practicing, trying it out. So first things first is we want to create a constructor with a props, super props, and this.state is equal to jokes, and just an empty string. So this is where the jokes will be stored every single time we refresh the page. And we also want to import Axios, so that will simply be import Axios from Axios, and there we go. Everything works perfectly fine. Cool, and that concludes step one. Right, so for step two, I want you to create a component did mount, and I want you to create a variable inside of it called const URL, and I want you to set it with strings to be this link right here. Now this link is in the description below. It should be the first link, but go ahead, try it on your own. If you can't figure it out, no problem, and I will provide a solution in the next clip. So hopefully you guys give it a try. If you couldn't figure it out, no problem. Let's go over it right now. So we want to create a constructor. Should probably do underneath the actual, not a constructor, sorry, a component did mount underneath the constructor. So it'll be async. Now we're going to be using async await and all that good jazz. So it'll be async component did mount. Inside of there, we're going to create a const URL, and I'm going to set it as the first link in the description. So this, and that concludes the step. Step 3, I want you to create a variable called result, and I want you to let it equal to null. Now we are going to be changing the value of result later on, so decide whether or not you're going to use a const or a let. And I also want you to using Axios in a try catch block, change the headers except to application/JSON in strings. I want you to set the state of joke to result.data.joke. So this is a little bit confusing. Go ahead and replay this hint a couple times if you can't figure it out. If you can't figure it out, no problem. Go ahead and look at the hint, but do try your best on this one. So for step 3's hint, I provided a Medium article link down below in the description. So go ahead and open that up, and you will be brought to a page that's not originally in English. So use Google Translate to translate it. And you want to scroll down to about the second blurb where you see this part right here, application except application/JSON. Use this blurb to get this step done. Now, if you can't figure it out, no problem, but do give your best try for at least 30 minutes and then go ahead and look at the solution. Hopefully you guys give it a try, and if you couldn't figure it out, no problem. That's how we get better, by trying. So first things first is I want to create a let, not a const, but a let result is equal to null, because we will be changing its value later on. And inside of a try catch, okay, I can't autofill that, but result is equal to await Axios, and the URL goes right here. Just put it like that. Actually, I'll just do it the other way. URL. I think I messed up. Whoops. Whoopsies. Alright. URL and comma. Do that. And inside of there, we're going to do headers, like I was showing right here in the hint. Headers. And it'll be a accept and application/JSON. Alright. And I think there's an error somewhere. I think I have an extra. No, I don't actually. What is the problem? Oh, I need to do a catch. It should just be right here, I think. Right here, catch. Not really best to spell it right now. E is equal to, and then console log E. Alright. That should do what I wanted to do. Now we obviously haven't done anything to show the data, but let's see if we have any errors or anything. So if I were to inspect it, and I see down here, result is assigned but never used. Now I am using it. That is so weird. Oh, whoops, I forgot to do one more thing. So once we get this done, I also want to set the state. So this dot set state, and we're going to do jokes. Was it jokes? Yep, jokes. Result dot data. Was it data? Yeah, result dot data dot joke. All right, and that solved that problem. Cool. So that concludes step 3. This is going to be the easiest step you've ever done in your life. This is going to be the easiest one. I just want you to render it. I want you to render the state of joke. Just render the damn state of the joke. If you can't do it, no problem. Go ahead and look at the hint. If you still can't do it, look at the solution. But I believe in you. You can do it. I'm not going to provide a hint for this one because it's already pretty self-explanatory, I think. But if you couldn't figure it out, no problem. There's no problem at all. But hopefully, if you couldn't... Yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying, but just render it. So be this dot state dot jokes. Jokes, was it jokes? Yeah, okay. Now when we render it, we just made a 24/7 goddamn dad joke generator. It'll spit out dad joke every single day of the year. Alright, you just have to run it. You just have to refresh the page every time. So, quick challenge I want you to do is I want you to create a button right here. Then instead of having you to press Control R to refresh the page, just press it, refresh the page on its own. Now, I did do this challenge, and I did do this in a previous video, so you can go back and look at that one. I think it's the second 2 videos ago. Not sure. But hopefully this tutorial helped you guys make the greatest project you've ever made in your life. And like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.